Angie just posted a link to sign up for sub two. Today is actually the last day, I believe, before they raise the prices to join sub two. So if you're on the fence and you're considering it, today might be the day to do it. Yeah. Angie, you want to say something?
Oh, yeah. Also you have to have at least $1,000 if you want to do the payment plan. That's for, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to have $1,000 to do the payment plan, and I can get you the $8,800 if you wanted to sign up today.
And how does it work? Like if you have a business partner you have an LLC with, you can share the cost. How does that work?
Yeah, you have to have an LLC with the partner to be able to share the cost. But that's something you would ask the MSA once you fill out that form. They'll be able to tell you more because I'm not sure exactly how it goes.
Okay, sweet. But yeah, anybody that wants to sign up. Oh, some are paid up front. Yeah, they have payment plans now. I think that's how it was when we joined too. It was pay it all at once. So sweet. All right, guys. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Today we're just gonna do a general Q&A. We wanted to get feedback for you guys and kind of reflect on 2023. Some of you guys showed up to a lot of our Zooms, so we want to see what was your favorite things that we did, whether it was live calls, role plays, the hot seats that we did for a little while, the Q&As, if you guys really like the Q&As. So, but let me go ahead and do my normal intro. If this is your guys' first time in a Herd of Profits Zoom, that's the name of our group. Reps, Real Estate Problem Solvers, is also what we go by. If you've never been in one of our Zooms, type one in the chat for me. We always just like to see who are our newcomers. Michael, nice to have you, brother. CJ, second time, right on. You've been with us for a while though. Thomas, you're new, right on. Good to have you guys. Sweet. David, Jake. Okay, sweet. Good to have you guys. So yeah, and then also want to talk about our meetup that we're having. No worries. Sutisa. Hopefully I said that right. But yeah, so we have a Colorado meetup happening tomorrow. Family Promise that is in Denver. Is that at the Monkey Barrel again? Yep, Monkey Barrel on 4401 Tejon Street from 4 to 7. That is in conjunction with Family Promise. So we're not only going to be talking about real estate, but we're also supporting a local charity called Family Promise that helps underprivileged families with food and toys. So if you have donations, if you're in the Colorado area and you want to come by and show support, talk real estate, make sure you guys make it to that. If you're out of state, there's tons of sub two meetups that happen across the country. So if you're not a sub two student, the best way for you to tap into those is through the creative Facebook page with Pace Morby. Anybody's welcome to those meetups. You don't have to be sub two. So we highly recommend you are showing up to local real estate meetups in your area. Awesome. Okay. And then for those of you guys that are new, and even some of our people that have been with us for a while too, I want to show you guys our Facebook group. A lot of you guys know the Facebook group. Shout out to my guy Amoeba. If you like the intro music, go check out Amoeba on Spotify. But yeah, we have our very own Facebook group. It's called Herd of Profits. So we are 1,900 members and growing. But one of the major benefits of our Facebook group is that we have lead forms and we offer a JV program. So if you're newer to creative finance, newer to real estate, wholesaling, whatever it may be, if you have a lead or a deal you're working on, you're not sure what the next step is, whether it's negotiating with a seller or an agent, sending a contract, opening escrow, depositing earnest money, finding a buyer, we offer a JV program. So it's the very first thing you open discussions right here in the featured, or you can hit featured. We have a direct to agent lead form link and a direct to seller lead form link. Tell us what you're needing. We'll get on the phone with your seller, negotiate. We'll help you write up a contract, all that good stuff through a joint venture program. So definitely tap into the Facebook group. Let me drop the link in chat. So here's the link in chat if you want to join the Facebook group. When you join, it'll prompt you to answer some questions. So make sure you answer these membership questions, even if it's 1 or 2 words. That's all we need, and you will get approved, and you're into the Facebook group. So make sure you're part of the Facebook group. We also have our very own YouTube channel. It's Angie Milanazzo on YouTube. I'm going to drop the link to that in the chat. Angie spamming it. Oh, she's got the links in there too. So come check out Angie's YouTube channel. We've done tons of videos, dozens of videos, maybe 100 videos. Maybe not quite 100, but we've done tons of videos, dozens of videos about calling sellers, identifying markets, walking sellers through contracts, negotiating, underwriting, comping, rehab calculators, all that good stuff. So come check out the YouTube channel, subscribe. It's totally free. Leave a comment, drop a like, all that good stuff. And then lastly, for those of you guys that have been with us for a while, we do have our own community Discord. If I can find it.
I put the link in Discord.
Oh, you did? Okay.
That's me.
Okay. So Rachel put the link to the Discord. It says join Real Estate Problem Solvers free Discord. So if you click that link, you should be able to join the Discord. But we are pushing a lot of people to Discord. What we're going to do, we have a ton of plans for this, but we want to have a virtual office in here as well. So anybody can join that, make phone calls, and get support live. So it's essentially a virtual office. You can join in. Me and Joey and Jake will be in there making phone calls from time to time. And you can come make phone calls with us, listen to the phone calls that we make. We have affiliate codes. So if you want to sign up for PropStream or Privy, we have affiliate codes and discounts in there. Announcements. So if you never want to miss our Zooms again, too, you can come into the announcements channel. We have links to 12 Days of Christmas, our lead forms, all that good stuff. We're also going to have a resources channel with stuff like contracts in there. Underwriting calculators, comping calculators, all that good stuff too. Scripts will be in there too. So definitely come and join the Discord. Tons of people already a part of it, and we want more. So we're trying to expand our Discord membership. So okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, yeah. So today, like I said, it's just going to be a general Q&A. You have
One thing,
something?
Dylan. Yeah. Also, Pace is having the 12 Days of Christmas. It's not too late to join. He's given away all kinds of stuff. He's given away 2 iPhones already, a free year of PCS. I think he's given a free year today to PropStream. And I can't remember what the other 2 prizes were, but it's not too late to join. I'm putting the link in here right now if you
Angie muted.
Oh, it starts at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I pressed the space bar, that's why.
So
Yeah,
yeah, can anyone join that?
Anyone can join that.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so make sure you guys are a part of that. What link on the Discord for live calls? I don't know if we've made that channel quite yet, Robert. That's in the works.
It's in there.
Is it in there? Okay.
It's called Listen to Calls under resources.
So let me share screen here. So it's called Listen to Calls under resources. So right here.
And it's going to slowly fill in as we build content.
Okay. Well, is this the like virtual office though?
So yeah, they'll be able to go in there and then people will be able to post the recording. So it'll be public for everybody.
Okay. But what I was saying is like, can someone come in like the meetings channel and join in like a virtual office and make calls that way?
Like if you scroll down,
Mhm.
our direct offices are going to be like one-on-one with Jake, one-on-one with Joey, one-on-one with Dylan. Scroll a little bit. Scroll.
Oh, okay, right here. Okay.
We're gonna add an open office on that too, right? You know, like people
Yeah,
have
yeah,
questions.
that's what I'm talking about. So we don't have the open office just yet, but yeah, if you have recordings that you want other people to listen to, give you feedback, you can go to this Listen to Calls channel, Robert. Sweet.
And
All right,
then,
guys.
Dylan, did you see my question? Let's see.
Yeah. And then, yeah, make sure if you guys are in here and your name is something like your gamer tag, your LLC name, if your name is Zoom user, if you could put your actual name so we know who we're talking to. Yep. Oh, yep. There's someone Zoom user. Yeah. If you could change your name to your real name and what state you're in so people can know who you are and connect with you. Okay, sweet. So yeah, essentially today's just a Q&A. So if you have, whether it's a lead you're working on, a deal you're working on, you need help with that, you want to know what markets are good, you have questions about creative finance, or you want to give us feedback too. That's what we'd really appreciate is feedback. If you've been with us for a while in 2023, what Zooms you liked, what were your favorite Zooms? What you'd like to see in 2024 and moving forward. We greatly appreciate it.
Is everybody tired? Nobody has any questions or feedback? Are we that good? No way.
I have a question.
CJ, shoot.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So yesterday I was on the 12 days for Christmas listening in on at the Carolyn and Myron Briley. So they mentioned having a list or like a PDF file for it was in regards to calling in on like some of the commercial multifamily opportunities. I wanted to know, did you guys have access to that, or could you direct me to it, or could we just talk a little bit about ways to approach some of the multifamily properties? Stuff that's like 4 unit or more, like 5 unit plus kind of stuff.
Wait, what was your question, CJ?
Yeah. So firstly, I don't know if you guys have the list that Carolyn and Myron Briley mentioned yesterday on the 12 days to Christmas
You
thing.
mean the search filter?
Um, so yesterday it sounded like they had something for us to all go to on Facebook where we can
Oh,
kind of
they may have put it in the Kajabi.
yeah, they kept bringing up Kajabi, and I couldn't get that link. I was driving at the time too, so I never got
Okay.
around opening it up. I just wanted to learn a little bit about the way to approach some of the bigger multifamily opportunities, because I know once you go past a certain number, they're really looking for you to be credible, and so I just figured I do well with connecting opportunities. So if I can just get a app out on how to call them and ask the right questions, and I can just pass them on to you guys and stuff.
Let me check it. I'm going to check Kajabi and see.
Okay.
But yeah, good question. So larger multifamily, you are right. It is a tougher barrier to entry because you're dealing with commercial brokers instead
Yeah.
of just real estate agents, right? So commercial brokers aren't just going to let wholesalers get a 20 unit under contract. They're going to make sure one that you have a proof of funds, that you submit a letter of intent, you go back and forth on that, you negotiate. But yeah, they're going to make sure that you're the end buyer. And they're also going to ask about your financing too. Like not only a proof of funds, but the majority of the time, right? Like most people don't just have whatever 4 million, 5, 6, 20 million in their account. So even if you have a proof of funds for, let's say, a down payment, they're going to want to talk to or verify that you have some sort of financing in place, whether that's a DSCR loan, you have a syndication, what is it called? The fund to funds, whatever. They want to make sure that you have the funds to actually be able to successfully close that transaction. So wholesaling multifamily it's possible, but it's going to be extremely hard. You're going to have to deal with a broker that probably doesn't know much. So yeah, wholesaling tends to be tough because those sellers and those agents tend to be a lot more sophisticated and privy to wholesaling and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured for the most part, my approach would be to kind of open with me and my partners are looking, and so kind of neutralizes all the focus on me a little bit. And so if I had like just a little bit of the templates of the right questions to ask, I can kind of turn it into, okay, well, we'll reach back out to you once we, do our underwriting, and then I can kind of come back a little bit more prepared on the second call.
Right. Absolutely. So with multifamily, the best thing that you can do is have a buyer in mind. So, you
Gotcha.
know, the idea of reverse wholesaling, that's really the only way you can do it with multifamily. Like if you know someone that's looking for 20 to 26 units, they have $5 million, they're looking for this specific amount of units in this area. That way now you actually have a ready-made buyer good to go. So you can be the person to call that broker, get the expense reports, get the rent rolls, be able to underwrite the deal, maybe negotiate something and then
Mhm.
present it to them and say, hey, I'd like to, do a joint venture. Whether you're an equity partner or you just receive some sort of finder's fee,
Right.
whatever the case may be. So
Gotcha. Well, what about in the case where if it's fitting your buy box and I'm thinking you're the potential buyer and and I say like, hey, I kind of want this too. Can we partner up? What about
yeah,
in case?
absolutely.
Okay.
That's the idea too. So right now, I wouldn't say, we definitely the goal is to buy multifamily. We want to get into multifamily. What we want to do is syndicate a fund,
Okay.
and be able to purchase it that way. So unless it's something seller finance and we can get, private money on it that way, or use like a key principal equity partner to fund the down payment, then
Hmm.
we're of course interested in anything creative finance. But if it's like a cash deal where we have to, yeah, syndicate a fund or get financing, we're probably not the best fit for that right now.
Okay.
But yeah, anything creative finance, absolutely, we're interested in.
Cool. Thanks, Dale.
And CJ, I
Right
just
on.
put it in the chat.
Yep, I just sent it to myself, my Gmail, so I have it forever now. Cool.
Okay.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. Yeah. And then for example, CJ, like we transacted on a 23 unit in Denver, actually December of last year.
Hmm.
It was 23 units. It was a seller finance deal. I went into negotiations with the agent for months. We were sending back letters of intent. His seller didn't quite know what he wanted, kept moving his goalpost. But
Hmm.
eventually I got down to some terms that actually made sense. And then I went and found a buyer, and how we structured that. Angie and Dom actually, as because they're brokers, represented that buyer. So that's how we got our fee in that transaction. So that's one way you can do it as well too.
Okay.
So yeah, but it worked well because it was creative finance. We got it for like 2 point something interest on the seller finance. It was a big down payment. That's why it didn't make sense for us, but we found the buyer that was willing to put that much down. They had their own fund syndicated, and
Okay.
then they got a pretty sweet seller finance deal. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Alrighty.
Right now.
Thanks.
All right. Gosh, this light behind me. um, Briquel, you got a question?
Hi, yeah, I do.
Hi.
Sorry, I was just trying to come off mute there. So I have a bundled question, and the that is, what guidance do you have around as we're looking at maybe pivoting our approach, our portfolio? So, for example, right now, my husband and I are looking at pivoting into commercial. So one, what guidance do you have about those pivots as we're thinking about changing our approach to our portfolios? And then the second part of that is um, what strategies do you have to best protect how you're staying true to maybe your goals? So for example, as I'm exploring commercial opportunities, smaller multifamilies are popping up and are attractive and interesting. And it's like, oh, do I want to dip back into that because it could be safe or familiar versus how do I stay true to, continuing to challenge and push myself and grow my success as a business person?
Yeah. What a good question. And
That's a good
and
question.
we struggle with that too, like our main focus right now is building up our wholesaling business. That's what we spend 5 days, 6 days a week on, is like, okay, how do we get more deals under contract? How do we find more buyers? How do we get bigger assignment fees? And then, for example, someone sends us a racetrack, RV park deal in Georgia. We're like, wow, this guy crushes it on cash flow with his racetrack, and then we get shiny object syndrome. We're like, should we buy a
Yeah.
racetrack?
Yeah.
And we've done that before. We bought a sober living in Texas and we knew almost nothing about sober living. So, we get the shiny object syndrome. And then we always come back and then we've bought wraps, we've bought Section 8s. And then it kind of, anytime we buy something, it takes away from the wholesaling side, for like a week or something. We're so focused on getting a tenant in place, finding a wrap buyer, setting up servicing, whatever it is, that it does take away from it. So, it's just human nature. And Pace is so good at giving everybody shiny object syndrome. He's got a new challenge twice a week that, here's the new Gator method. Here's the new TC method, right? So we struggle with that too. I couldn't tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Gary Keller wrote, The One Thing. I think it was Gary Keller. I think wrote that book called The One Thing. And it's just like, what's the one thing you can focus on that far precedes everything else, that if you just focus on this one thing, you're going to find success. So if you guys have identified that as being commercial real estate, understand that, you're going to get shiny object syndrome and that you shouldn't completely ignore every opportunity. If you see a duplex come by and it's a great deal,
Pass them
maybe,
off, right, Deal?
maybe you could
I mean, if you're
wholesale
not gonna-
that deal.
Yes, if you
Yeah.
don't want to spend the
Yeah.
time, just partner with somebody, say, hey, I don't have the time, but I'm running these opportunities. How can we both make some money? And then you don't have to spend the time working on it. Somebody else will. Maybe it's a lot of money, maybe it's a little money, but it's still money. And then you could still focus on your commercial. By the way, what type of commercial are you looking at?
Apartment buildings.
Okay.
So
Like how
yeah,
many, up to how many
yeah. How many buildings or how many units per?
units?
I think threshold I'd like to get in at probably 30, and then higher. I want it to where the numbers will make sense to have a property manager assigned to that building or to those units.
And we're at.
Growth areas. So I'm pretty open. I'm in Minnesota, and Minnesota isn't growing for a number of reasons. But Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia.
Gotcha. Okay. I just didn't know what type
Yeah.
of commercial, because there's just a zillion different types of commercials.
There are, yeah, exactly. But I could put it into the Facebook and just let people be aware of what my buy box is. And that way, if we got any wholesalers running across something, can throw it my way. That'd be great.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly what CJ was saying, right? Like he's
Yeah.
going after their hunting for opportunities, but he's not necessarily right now the end buyer. So if you were once a week making a post in the creative Facebook group, but also like Texas real estate group, hey, here's my buy box, here's what I'm hunting for. Anyone can put me in touch with a broker that has a deal, or if you have been talking to a seller off market, send it to me. I'll be your buyer. I'll pay you a fee to bring me a deal too. I see people make posts like that all the time. I will pay you $1,000 to $10,000 to bring me a deal like this, so you'll just get your own bird dogs hunting for you. But yeah, and then for going back to that, like if you see a good single family opportunity and it's a good deal, yeah, I would say find a buyer for it or joint venture with a team like this and like us and say, hey, I don't have the time for this, but there's a good deal here. If you can wholesale this, we'll pay you a fee as well. So tons of ideas there. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Paco. Robert, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go back to creative finance kindergarten here. I always like to start the foundational stuff. So I've actually been learning to use Privy. I'm making some breakthroughs. It's a lot more sophisticated than I initially thought. But anyway, so at the point we get a prospect and they're open to creative finance. And they're just open, they're just plain open, but there's a strong possibility we may need uh, the earnest money deposit and proof of funds. So since I have privy, Jamil Damji, I guess you said,
Mhm.
said that we can get proof of funds through him for, I think it's something like $10 for up to $1 million, for
I have
that.
mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying this, because I want feedback. So where do we get if we don't have an extra 1,000, 5,000, 10? Where do we can
From
we?
us, we can help you with that.
Okay,
We just have to verify the deal and make sure it's all good.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about the proof of funds? Same thing.
Depending on the deal, I don't like to be dishonest with anybody on proof of funds, but we have proof of funds through PACE. So we can do that. We can get our proof of funds through PACE's stuff there, but we have to be able to perform on it. There's a lot of people out there that just show a proof of funds and they don't even have a buyer or anything. I just think that's dishonest, and they shouldn't do that. They should be more on top of it and be able to perform on the deal, and not just trying to lock it up and then figure it out. So yes, we have proof of funds, and then we have Gator money that if you run into that situation, then we can help you with the Gator money. Obviously, there's percentages and fees on top of the Gator money, but you just work it into the deal. That way, the deal still makes sense. But we can help you with that for sure.
Okay, Don, thanks. So yeah, I guess so. Basically, then we want to talk to them, ask them the 4 pillars, kind of have a conversation where I guess direct to seller or direct to agent you're having, you finally come to a breakthrough stage in which they're listening to you talk and listening to what you're saying, and they say maybe, or they get back from the seller and say, well, they're open. What do you got? That's when we'd come to you with some of the foundations of the deal, right?
Yeah, you would submit that, right? So then we have all the information on the deal, and somebody could be on top of it. If it's not submitted to on the form, then you send it to me, and then I forget because I get busy doing other things, and I'm not in that world, right? Calling every
Yeah.
day. So if you submit it and you have all the pillars, right, then we can help you. But if you don't have that number, then we got to go the number of what they want for the purchase price. Then we have to go back and keep asking them that. So that's really an important piece, is to have those 4 pillars, especially
All right.
the price and the motivation.
Yeah. Do
So
do
do
you
you have
guys
price
ever
on that?
use? I'm sorry.
Do you have a price on? Do you have something in mind particular, or are you
No,
just
no, right now. I just wanted to get that get some cobwebs blown out and not
the 4
skate by
pillars, man? There's some groups that they won't even look at your deal. They'll if you submit it, they'll submit it. They won't even take it. They'll tell you it's not a deal until you give me all of this information, because really what it causes when a deal gets submitted and there's not all the information, then we have to do a whole bunch of work in the back to
Mm,
read it. Oh, there's not enough information. Okay, send it back. What does it need? Call the person who said, I mean, it's a lot of work. And what was happening was we get, all of these leads in, and they would just hope and pray leads, like send in some information, hope I get paid on it. And they really wouldn't do the work and go in deep and find out those 4 pillars. That's where the magic is. That's where all the learning happens. I mean, I could hire a 10-year-old to call up people and, ask them some simple questions and then submit a lead. But it takes somebody who's going to sit there and call them back and forth, right? And say, what do you want for the house? How much do you want for the house? What can we do? That rapport and that going back and forth, then that's what makes it a lead. Because before
Okay.
that, it's just sort of an opportunity possible. That's
Yeah.
what makes it a lead. So the 4 pillars are crucial for it to be called a lead.
So realistically, then, from what you just said, that may be 2, 3, 4 phone calls. So you really begin to flesh out what's happening.
Yeah, because I can tell you this, if it just took a phone call and submitting a lead, we wouldn't own this big office and this big operation. We just submit leads to other people
Right.
like us, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I could do 500 in a day, right? Just send it over, but who knows which one's going to be good. So it's
Yeah.
important to get those 4 pillars for all the reasons, right? Obvious reasons, but because that's the journey. That's what's teaching you how to get to the next step on these deals.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
Everybody must be waiting for Christmas and the New Year, because everybody seems like they're sleeping.
Everybody's
need-
everybody's sneezing.
some feedback to know if you know what you guys want to do in the future. If you want to do hot seats, did you like the hot seats? What do you guys think about the Discord? Do you understand the Discord, what we're trying to accomplish with the Discord? So any of those questions, we're all ears, as we want to make sure that we can accommodate you guys as best as possible.
Yeah, and if you're new too, I think I see some more new faces too that have joined a little bit late too. If you're new, like what's something you're looking for? Are you looking for some obviously, you know, everybody's looking for the magical answers. How do I get my first deal, or how do I scale my business to start doing more deals too? So think of what that would look like, what specifically you're needing help on, and you know, what Zooms can we make for you guys moving forward? Yeah, Discord has a lot of great potential too. Yeah, I really think Discord will be very beneficial for everyone in here. If you guys want to tap into the Discord, I think there's going to be a lot of good resources on there. Debbie says, I'm new to the Gator community. I'm looking to partner with someone to get my first deal, and I'm in Florida. Awesome, Debbie. So yeah, right, like there's a lot to unpack there, right? You're new, you're a baby Gator, you're looking to partner with someone to get your first deal. So like, what are the action steps you have to take, and what does it look like to get that, right? So we've done tons of Zooms on, you know, how you can get your first deal, whether you want to wholesale, whether you want to be a lender, whether you want to be a buyer too. So definitely check out some of the past Zooms, but yeah, make sure you tap in and you're connected through the Discord, through the Facebook, because we're going to continue to do more Zooms and train you guys on how to get your first deal and or scale and get more deals. So
we're going to change our philosophy a little bit. I mean, I want everybody to get their first deal, but we want to get you ready to do more deals. So everybody focuses on, I got to get a deal, I got to get a deal, but they forget to focus on the skills that they need to get those deals. It's not like, you know, we're holding deals in our hands and we're saying, oh, who wants a deal? Who wants a deal? Right? We're going to help you get the skills, build those skills to get those deals. And sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a long time and sometimes it does not. Right. But it's just the way it is. And I want to pivot to changing that philosophy or that thinking of, I need my first deal to, I need the skills to get my first deal. That's the whole 18-minute challenge what Pete Pace has come up with, is we're gonna give people, I know it's 18 minutes a day, but it's probably going to turn into more. We're going to give people tasks and things to do, which leads to deals. You know, I didn't join Sub 2 and go, you know, I got my first deal the next day. It took a lot of hard work and I didn't squat up. We didn't do the right things. We weren't around the right people. We tried to do it all on our own. And it was a long, hard process because I wanted that first deal. Let's get our deals. Let's get our deals. Instead, think of it as get the skills to get the deals, skills and resources. You know, that's the whole journey. That's like what we were telling Robert just now, is calling them back a few times if you have to, 10 times if you have to get the right information. But during that process is what just taught you on how you're going to do it for the rest of the people that will grow.
I love that. Yeah, CJ says he loves more opportunity to brush up on his skills on the ability to run comps. So there's a good one, or determine ARV. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, so there's a good idea, CJ.
It's just the time, right, CJ? It's just the repetition that you need to get good at the comps. You know, I've been running comps for years and years and years and years, and I still sometimes, you know, I got to catch myself and make sure I'm doing the right comp. But it's just that repetition. You know how you get it though, is helping people. Sometimes you're not even part of their deal, but you help them run comps, right? Like, hey man, I'll run some comps for you, and let them know your situation, that you're not a professor at comps, right? So they don't assume that. But that lets you see a whole bunch of different deals that you normally wouldn't see, that you have the ability to run those comps and get good at.
Yep, Debbie agrees with you on skills. Jake says, I've been door knocking, texting pre-foreclosures, and I have 2 people that want to learn more. And one of them is asked me to call them later this afternoon. What should that phone call look like? Yeah, great question, Jake. So like that's exactly what we're talking about with a joint venture opportunity, right? Like the only way to learn those skills is by watching YouTube or by doing the phone calls yourself and failing over and over again until you finally get down a system. Or if you want a joint venture on something and actually know, okay, you know, making that first phone call and knowing what to say is just a fraction of getting that deal to the finish line, right? So
there's
like,
no one thing we could tell them, right, Dill?
Yeah,
like,
there's no
we can't
one
go,
thing.
okay, here's the plan. You're going to do, it's not like a football game, like do this play. and it's going to work. Like, we don't know what's going on. And just like we just said, it's taken us a long time to be able to pivot during the conversation, or to be able to know, like, okay, we called them back and we thought this was the dispo, but because of what they said, now this is the dispo. But we've gained those skills to know those two different dispo strategies. If we had never been, doing this the time we've been doing it, we wouldn't know those skills. So there's no like silver bullet to get the deal. That's those fast talking salesmen that give you like their scripts and tell you this works every time. It doesn't. It's the rapport. It's what problem you can solve for them, and it's the consistency of calling them back and being in front of them.
Mhm.
That's what it is. There's no magic like, if I could do this, would you do this? Now, obviously, there's conversations like that, but that's not really how those go down. And especially in a foreclosure, who knows? We may have to remove, gigantic bunnies from the house that we don't know about right now. I don't know if you guys know the story of Pace, but that's where he gets his bunnies. Find the bunnies. He had to, everybody was trying to get this deal, right? He couldn't get it because he was too low. So he was leaving, and the lady told him, hey, he said, hey, can I do something for you? When he was leaving, he said, hey, I know I'm not getting the deal, but by the way, can I do something for you? Is there anything that you need? She goes, there is. Can you come to the backyard? Takes him in the backyard, and there was these huge rabbits. She goes, I got like whatever, 15 of them. I need them removed. He goes, okay, I'll have them removed. So he had his mom go and help him, and he removed them, and she went with Pace because he found the bunnies. Now, that's why we can't give you one magical thing to say to somebody, because we have no clue what's going on in their life. So if there is any suggestions, I would say partner with people, right? That's why we do these things. We do it to educate, and we also do it so you guys can bring your deals that normally would fall off the wayside, right? Because you're not able to complete them, or you would have to partner with somebody you don't know, which us. We're here every week, right? Twice a week, and we're available. So I would take this opportunity to get somebody involved, maybe talk to Jake or Dylan or Joey, somebody on the team that can help you with that. And I bet you learn a ton from just being on those phone calls with them, man. And they're your deals. Nobody wants to take your deals. We just want to help you through them. And better us get them with you than they go away and who knows who gets them. So we want to keep the community strong and good. So if we do deals with each other, then we build this community. I hope that helps you there, Jake.
Yeah. Yeah. All good points. I would say, I mean, getting 100% of nothing is worse than 10%, 30% of, 15K or whatever, right? So, and you just learn so much more quicker. Like we've told this story all the time, but me and Joey fell on our faces for the first 9 months because we didn't want to send our leads to anyone. We didn't want anybody's help. We made thousands of phone calls and got told to F off and screw off first before we finally got our first deal, when in reality, when we had a virtual assistant making phone calls for us, if we would have just squatted up with someone who knew how to identify a deal, underwrite it, talk to a seller and close it, we probably would have closed 10 deals in that 9 months when we were saying, no, we're going to do this ourselves. So yeah, Jake, if those are some leads you want to submit, we can get on the phone with you, 3-way, walk you through those sellers, call those sellers live, and you can hear how that phone call goes live.
Dylan, that's
yeah.
funny that you brought that up, us banging our head against the wall for 9 months. I was just looking at some of our paperwork and some of my notes from a while back going, what in the heck was I thinking? And we had already done hundreds of retail deals. It's just a different look, right? It's a different way to get the deals, different approach. We still bumped our heads against the wall by not squatting up. That's the worst thing we did. And the best thing, it's the worst thing because we weren't earning any money during that time, but it's the best thing because it forced us to go do all the work to learn all of the different things and not kind of be, kind of fat and happy that we did the deal with this person and they know more than me. So we'll just keep doing it that way. We actually had to go learn all of these different dispo disciplines, all of these different acquisition disciplines. So it's made us a lot more powerful, but it was a long, hard, no money road for sure.
Yeah. And thanks, Chris. Chris posted the Launch Pass link. So, Alice, if you're looking for that Discord link, check in the chat. Chris just posted it. But yeah, back to that point too, like even us, even where we're at now, we've closed, however many deals this year, we still squat up with other sub-2 students. For example, a deal we just closed in Pueblo, right? we were struggling to find a buyer. So I joint ventured with Sam Singh, who's a leader in the sub-2 community. He helped us market and find a buyer, and we joint ventured with him. So like even us now, we're still not too good to joint venture and reach out and get help. Like if I have a lead in somewhere in an area that I'm not super familiar with, I'm going to reach out to a leader in that community and say, hey, I'm not familiar with this area, right? I have good rapport with this seller, but I'm not sure about the area, or I'm not sure if I'll be able to find a buyer. Are you open to joint venture on this? So even us still, we've learned the hard way that it's way better to joint venture with someone and share a commission than get 100% of nothing and just lose that lead. So
Alice said she wants to bring back the hot seats. We will.
yeah, I love that. Yeah, we like the hot seats too.
Give us a give us a 1 in the comments if you guys want us to continue to do the hot seats. Here they come. Right on. Ooh. Oh, thought they were gonna keep coming. What are the hot seats? CJ, they are it's just the time that it's a one-on-one you get on the screen, and we break down your business, what you need, what you're struggling with, what your goals are, and then some action items to go and go after those.
Maybe that's
So it's not scary. I mean, people think I've been on them many times live with Pace and everybody, but they're great, and they force you to think about things that you've probably already been thinking about, but because somebody else is bringing it up and kind of holding you accountable and walking you through it, it makes your brain think of it in a different manner. So they really do wonders for people.
Sweet. So yeah, people really like those.
I have one here regarding Stevie Brown. I have been sending leads to her since she said yesterday she's no longer with us. We can no longer submit or ask for help. What is that? You can ask us for help, and you can submit to us all you want. And Stevie has nothing. We actually gave Stevie an opportunity to learn her skills, to do these Zooms and answer questions. That was her opportunity to learn, because I don't think she's done any deals yet. So we said, hey, we'll give Dylan a little break and bring her on and let her learn. So no, you submit him to us. Stevie's a competitor, so I would say submit him to us if you want the deal's done.
Right on. All right. Should we call it there, Don?
If nobody else has any more questions, I know people are probably ready for the holidays. We only got 31 today, but we're not going anywhere on these Zooms. We're going to make them even better for 2024. We're going to add a lot more value, try to get a lot more deals flying around in here for everybody. Absolutely going to do the hot seats. We'll take any suggestions, guys.
Carol has a question.
How would we take those, Dill? How do you want to take the suggestions?
Discord or Facebook is going to be the best way. Let us know what you'd like to see on the Zooms.
Let's get everybody in Discord. That way
Yeah.
they have to do it in Discord. Discord's great. You guys will love it. That open office feature is going to be great because we'll have it on. And then you could pop on and say, hey, man, I got this deal going. This guy, it's hot. I need some help with it. And then somebody could jump on with you. We probably won't be able to answer like, hey, what's wholesaling? Or, hey, simple questions that you could probably Google. Just we don't have the capacity to do that. But we do have closers on standby and people ready to help you through any type of acquisition of dispo. So that's going to be a huge thing next year. Hot seats, open office. Maybe we'll even have some power hours where we do live dialing, and we break people out in groups, and people are dialing in this group, people are dialing in the other group. That way we can spark more interest and more leads flying around. So lots of stuff will be happening in 2024.
Sweet. Carol, you have a question? Comment?
Yes. Hi, guys. I have a potential wrap buyer, and I was looking at the form to submit his information to you, but I'm confused about it. Am I filling out the form and providing his information, my information and his information, or do I have him fill out that form?
No, you do it. You would fill it
Yeah.
out.
And so we have a different form because that's not necessarily it's not a lead on like an address. So we have a different form for wrap buyers specifically that I can send to you. But yeah, I would suggest you filling that out for him. Ask him what his buy box is, and then you fill it out.
Those are
Yeah, I
pinned,
did.
that's pinned to the Facebook group on Her Profits on the feature.
Yes, and I found it in the Discord also.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, good job, Carol.
Okay.
You overachieving.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Sweet. Thanks, Carol.
Carol, where is that buyer?
He's in Colorado.
I have like, they're not locked up. A couple of them are like 5 opportunities for people who want to buy wraps in Colorado right now.
We got more than that. I have a
That's
list
just
too,
me.
Carol.
What's
That's
that?
just Dom. Yeah. So we
This
gotta add
morning.
yours too,
Oh, okay.
Dom. But yeah, we have probably 10 or so wraps. They're not only ours, but they're other sub 2 students that have wraps that are vacant. They need to find a buyer on too. So absolutely. If you
Okay.
submit that, I'll be able to check it out, see what their buy box is, and then we'll go from there and see if we can't fit them to a property.
Oh, that's great. And is there a credit rating qualification?
No, not necessarily. What we're more concerned with is their debt to income ratio, how big of a down payment they have. So
Okay.
we still vet them through a registered mortgage loan originator, just as like a normal mortgage application. Obviously we're not as strict as a bank. So if their credit's not good, but they make $30,000 a month, right, and they're looking for a $3,000 a month house, we feel confident that they'll be able to safely make that payment. So just depends. There's a lot of different factors that go into it.
Okay, great. I'll get in touch with them. Thank you, guys.
Right on. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, absolutely, Jenny. Yeah, Hawaii too. We have a partner out in Hawaii that he lives there and he does a lot of wraps and stuff too. So lots of opportunities in Hawaii. We're definitely open to that market for sure. Sweet.
What's Chris asking? About 5 minutes to help you focus on next day. Are you asking
Oh,
something, Chris?
no, he was just explaining the hot seats.
Oh, my bad.
Yep.
Slow.
Right on. Well, yeah, I think that was good there. We just wanted to kind of get some feedback on what we should focus on for 2024. See if you guys have any questions. Let you know about the joint venture form. So yeah, make sure you're a part of the Discord. If you're struggling on the Discord, post it in the Facebook group. The Facebook group should be easy to get into. If you're struggling to get into the Discord, sometimes people signed up with a different email years ago, and now they're trying to sign up with that same email and it doesn't work. So if you have questions about how to get into Discord, post it in the Facebook group, and Rachel, Jake, or I will reach out and see if we can help you get in there.
Tag Jake.
Tag Jake. Jake's our expert
Discord.
on Discord. Yeah.
He'll
Sweet.
get you in there. But we're excited.
All right,
about
guys.
this.
Yeah. Let's go. All right, everybody. We hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for showing up. We're not sure if we'll be back on Tuesday, or at least I'm not, because Pace's 12 days of Christmas aligns. It's at 4:00, which is when our Zoom is. So be in the Facebook group, be in the Discord. We'll let you know if we're going live Tuesday, but we'll definitely be live next Friday again. But yeah, have a good weekend, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
join the
guys.
12 days of Christmas. You guys
Thank
can
you.
Mhm. Yep. Join the 20 days of Christmas. You might win a car, an iPhone, or something.
Yep.
Hope I win some
All